Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat and welcome to another edition of Kapehan sa Davao, held here at the second floor of SMCT Annex. We would like to thank again SMCT Davao for hosting our weekly Kapehan, our weekly media forum, and we'd like to thank Krispy Kreme for the delicious donuts and coffee for our guests, no, for our friends of media and our guests. We are live stream over the Facebook page of PI Davao Region and also Kadangtan. Hindi na busy si Carlo, fresh from CDO. Okay, dalawa ating set of guests. We have our friends from the Cooperative Development Authority and the Davao City Cooperative Development Office. Then I think habang si Sir Engineer Nilo Garoche from the Department of Energy Mindanao Field Office. Okay, we will be discussing yung mga updates, no, regarding sa price increase kasi si all know the conflict sa Middle East, no, and may napipintong mga fuel hikes, no, increase I think 5 for diesel and 3 pesos for gasoline. And for our friends of cooperative, we will be celebrating the International Year of Cooperatives 2025, and the I think first Saturday of July is the International Day of Cooperatives. So ano itong mga activities natin? So we are joined by Ma'am Miraflor Trosio, Senior Cooperative Development Officer from the Davao City Cooperative Development Office. She's joined by from the Cooperative Development Authority or CDA 11, Senior CDS, Ma'am Maria Teresa Dave. Thank you, Dave. Okay, opening statement po natin. We'd like to get to Ma'am Miraflor muna.
Hello, good morning everyone. I am Miraflor Trosio from the City Cooperative Development Office, serving as the Cooperative Development Specialist. And I'm happy to be here with you today, this morning, to share services of our cooperative, our office, the City Co-op Development Office. We are in partnership with the CDA when it comes to giving assistance to the cooperative sector of Davao City. And this morning, we are here to promote and to give updates of the International Year of Cooperative and the International Day of Cooperative, which we will be celebrating hand in hand. And I hope everyone is okay today.
Maayong buntag sa tanan. Okay, isang maulan na araw para sa ating mga Davaoenyo. I am Maria Teresa Deigno from the Cooperative Development Authority Region 11. And as Ms. Mira said, no, we are here to promote the International Year of Cooperatives 2025 and International Day of Cooperatives, and that will be on July 5, 2025. This is a regional event, so this will be participated by all the provinces and cities of Region 11. Our venue will be here in Davao City. We will start with a motorcade and then a program afterwards at the Rizal Park of Davao City. So let us all be open, no, kung ano man ang mga questions niyo, and please join us also para sa aming celebration on July 5.
Okay, to Ma'am Miraflor, no, for anong difference ng Davao City Development Cooperative Development Office sa CDA? Anong mga services offered, and ilan po yung mga cooperative sa Davao? Kamusta na po yung mga co-ops dito sa Davao City?
Thank you for that question, sir. I'm happy to announce that CDA, which is the national agency, and they are the authority where the cooperative will be registered. Sa amin po sa City Co-op, we as partners, kami po yung nag-a-assist ng mga co-op, ng mga pre-co-ops, I mean, grupo na gustong mag-co-op. So, it started with us, we conduct orientation for them na mag-create ng cooperativa. So, actually, we have almost the same, but we are only catering the Davao City sector. So, while CDA in Region 11, they cater the whole province, the whole Region 11. So, we are more on the development, promotion, and organization of the co-op as well.
So, under kayo sa LGU or under sa CDA? LGU.
LGU po ito.
Okay, ito ma'am, Teresa David. Kamusta na yung ating cooperative sa region? How many cooperatives are in the region and ilan yung net assets nila or capital ba yan? How strong are our cooperatives?
Okay, sige. May I muna add kay Ma'am Mira, no? So, ang Davao City Cooperative Development Office is the counterpart of CDA, no? In the respective LGU, especially dito sa Davao City. We are a national office, a government office, and then we have our counterparts in every LGU. So, we call them the Cooperative Development Office. So, whether it be provincial, municipal, and city. So far, the cooperatives in Region 11, we have a total of 1,800 plus, rough estimate, sir. And we can say na ang composition ng ating mga co-ops as to the categories, we have micro, small, medium, and large. So yung mga large cooperatives natin, they are the 100 million up na mga assets, no? So we have already, and Region 11, for your information, we have the highest number of large cooperatives nationwide. So nandito sa Region 11, ang pinakamaraming big cooperatives.
Okay, to Ma'am Mira, so I'm interested sa pre-cooperative now. Kasi usually may mga companies, they have this co-op para like mga tindahan. Yung sa atin, how many yung mga pre-cooperative pa na tinutulungan natin?
With regards to pre-co-ops po, actually we have, for this year alone, we have at least catered for orientation because that is where a co-op should start, no? Yung orientation muna bago sila mag-co-op for them to really know. And then if they are decided, then they will opt to go with the PRS, which is conducted by CDA, the pre-registration seminar. So, as of this year, we have catered an orientation of 18 pre-co-ops. So, those are willing and planning to create a cooperative. So, this year lang po yan, sir. Last year, we have catered at least 20 plus pre-co-op na mga organization na willing na mag-co-op. So, it doesn't mean na mag-orient sila or they're planning after the PRS, pwedeng hindi sila tutuloy na mag-co-op, depende po gaano kahanda yung ating mga pre-organized na mag-co-op. So, sa ngayon, sa Davao City, we have 846, including newly registered co-ops po. So, in the whole of Region 11, Davao City got the highest number of cooperatives po. So we have 800 plus, 846 to be exact. And that includes the newly registered of 2024.
Sa 2024, ilan yung, yun ba yung bagong, after pre-co-op, 18 then 37, no? Ilan yung nagbagong co-op ng 2024?
Sa 2024, we have 18. We have 18 po. Sa Davao City alone po yan.
Yung sa, what is the requisite sa isang co-op? How may kung ba siya na ilang members, yung capital niya, how many, and paano ba siya?
Yes, sir. Tama yung sabi ni Mamira, no? As our partner in the LGU, they provide the pre-orientation seminar. And then after that, they assist the cooperative, no? Dito sa amin sa Cooperative Development Authority to conduct the pre-registration seminar, which is one of the requirements in registering a cooperative. So a number of members na pwede na mag-register is a minimum of 15 persons po, pwede na. And then, a minimum paid-up capital of 15,000 pesos. And then, of course, they are all Filipino citizens. And then, meron silang common bond of interest. And, of course, 18 years old and above.
Questions, friends from the media?
Hello po, good morning. May I know po, in the out of 18 created in 2024, ano yung mga majority sa mga co-ops na na-establish na to? And ano yung focus nila?
Okay, as of sa amin po, most of them are farmers cooperative po. Yung mga nasa highlands, and we also have credit, yung mga credit type of co-op, yung mga individuals na nag-create ng cooperative to engage in lending activity. Mostly, yun talaga ang common na nagre-rehistro sa magiging kooperatiba.
Lending, ma'am, parang ano siya, medyo bago siya because 'di ba ang purpose talaga ng co-op is to create empowerment among the community. Paano po yung ganong klase?
Yes. Lending or credit cooperative. So, ito yung pag-a-assist sa mga members ng co-op mismo to engage in credit services. So, cooperatives, of course, as you have said, that is serving the needs of the members. So, alam naman natin no, na parang primarily ang kailangan ng mga tao, puhunan. So, that can be served by their cooperative alone. No? So, marami tayong types of cooperative, pero ang pinaka-common itong credit cooperative, wherein pwede silang magbigay din no, ng kanilang mga deposits, like time and savings deposits sa kanilang cooperative, aside dito sa lending activity.
Follow-up lang po. Ma'am, meron na bang mga drivers na nag-create ng cooperatives? Kasi to also parang i-enjoin dun sa campaign din ng city government na for the HPBS.
Yes, ma'am. Meron tayong transport cooperative na tinatawag. So, we have TUJ, we have taxi, we have even bus, no, na mga types of vehicle. And also, mga tricycle, no, they are called transport cooperative. Yun lang, no, sa pagpasok ng ating bus system, so medyo may maapektuhan na other group, no, sa ating mga transport co-ops.
In 2024, ma'am, merong mga nag-enroll na from the transport sector to form a cooperative?
Transport, yes.
Yes,
meron tayong
po.
mga nag-register for transport cooperatives sa 2024.
Opo. Ma'am, another one, last na lang po ito. Ma'am, why po kaya mas marami yung farmer sector and credit co-ops kesa sa ibang uri ng cooperatives yung nag-a-apply for orientation and accreditation?
Okay. So as I have said kanina, no, primarily ang kailangan ng tao ay puhunan, no, or money. So, marami talaga ang co-ops, no, na credit in nature because sila yung mismo nagpapahiram ng puhunan sa kanilang mga members to start up with a business or kung ano pa man ang to empower them, no, for their sustainable living. And itong sinasabi nating farmers or agriculture cooperative, marami rin ang nagko-convert ng mga associations natin into a cooperative because Unang-una, as mandated by law, ang ating mga government agencies, they have these cooperative development programs, of which ang ilahalang i-identify na beneficiaries are those registered cooperative. So if you are not yet a cooperative, you cannot avail of the services of the government, no? Karamihan. Although meron namang iba, no, na hindi naman necessary registered co-op, but they are assisting pa rin. And we have different programs for our agricultural cooperative. Actually, sa amin sa government agencies, we have this presidential directive, no? Na talagang minomonitor namin ang assistance given to agricultural cooperatives. And that is a nationwide program.
Good morning, ma'am. I'd like to know lang po regarding yung mga electric cooperatives because marami kasi mga conflicting parties, especially in the grassroots level. How do we monitor their compliance po ng mga regulations under CTA?
Okay, so that's a very tough question because marami talagang issues and concerns sa mga electric cooperatives natin, no? But if you may know, no, na they have their choice naman whether to register with CDA or with NEA. So, so far dito sa Region 11, they are using, of course, cooperative, no? Pero they are still in close monitoring with NEA. So, hindi full naman ang kanilang paggamit, no, ng mga privileges and other benefits na talagang dapat ibigay sa mga members. Actually, yung Davao del Norte natin na electric co-op, so malaking controversy yan siya, so let us not touch na lang. No, of course, they went to the other government agency, so that is their option.
Ma'am, follow up lang ako. Paano po ang monitoring nato sa mga wala nagpa-register na mga cooperative but nag-operate gihapon, especially kini murag matag ba nato siya as scam na operation?
Yes, madam. Actually, naapot sa balaod, no, under RA 9520 na ang mga organization using the word cooperative sa name nila, no, they will be penalized, no, under this sa article namin, no, sa RA 9520. So pwede namin kayong padalhan ng notice to show cause, no, sa aming kung sakali meron mang pumunta sa office at magsabi, because before meron talagang nag-report sa amin, no, using the name cooperative. Pero hindi naman pala talaga sila legit and registered with CDA. So pwede namin silang ipatawag and for them to answer because they will be violating, no, under the law of RA 9520.
Unsa nga mga silot ani ma'am in case natay dakpan, and also pila na ba tay data pila na dakpan na monitor nato last year and this year if naa po?
Actually, yung sa last time, no, as I am aware, nakipag-usap, no, because we have to inform them that that is against the law, yung paggamit ng cooperative. So, kung ayaw nila na ma-penalize sila because that is equivalent to imprisonment, so, ang ginawa naman nila is i-take down naman nila yung word na cooperative sa kanilang grupo. So, kung meron pa mang iba dyan, no, na nasa labas at gumagamit ng word na cooperative sa kanilang group, and then iba rin ang style nila, no, ng promotion and then gathering the financial support, no, from the people, please inform our agency so we can do the necessary action, no, against those groups.
Ma'am, na ay mga co-op na sa pagkakaroon na ay mga issues within unsay part unsay assistance na makuha or unsay role sa CDA para ma-fix niya siya, especially if na-change of command.
Parang parang malapit na tayo Okay, as long as any member of the cooperative or officers of the co-op will go to our office and inform us. So mag-file lang naman ng parang reklamo, mag-file ng any issues and concerns. So pwedeng sumulat, pwedeng mag-visit ng office. And then our office can take action, especially now that CDA has this regulatory power, the quasi-judicial power that can really take action against sa mga unscrupulous na mga activities ng ating mga kooperatiba.
Pwede din ako mag-add. Kasi yung mga internal conflict ng co-op, meron po silang Committee on Mediation and Conciliation. So the very first thing na gagawin ng mga conflicting members or the officers, they should go with their Mediation and Conciliation Committee. That is the purpose of that committee. Para yung mga internal conflict ng inter-intra, dadaan muna doon. And then, if di na talaga kaya, may process kasi yan. Pag di pwede sa hindi makaya nung mediation conciliation, meron din tayong federation. The federations where that co-op is affiliated or a member. Pag hindi rin talaga kaya, saka na tayo aakyat sa CDA. So, kung di talaga kaya, dadating tayo hanggang Supreme Court Kasi meron ng mga cases tayo na nakarating talaga doon. And then even sa Court of Appeal. No? So, may proseso down from the level of the cooperative up to the highest sa mga court na. So, yun ang proseso. Kung sasabihin mo na problema ng mga co-op, marami silang intra. That is why City Co-op Development Office is being created by the city para kaaktibat ng CDA, para man lang matulungan yung mga co-op natin sa kanilang mga internal na Pero it doesn't mean na kami yung mag-solve. We are there to guide kung ano dapat ang gawin nila.
But ma'am, what will happen po if mapasakan na sa Supreme Court and then with all the process, ma-dissolve ang co-op, and what will happen with the members also?
Antayin natin kung ano ang magiging sagot ng korte, So that's the time that CDA can take action also because there are many ways, to dissolve a cooperative. So kung makita ninyo, malaking proseso din yan siya, So hindi basta-basta. So tama yung sinabi ni Ma'am Mira, There is this process inside the cooperative in settling a dispute, and that is through the Mediation and Conciliation Committee. But as to the recent developments functions of CDA, we have this quasi-judicial function. So they can undergo dito sa CONMED natin na facility, or pwede silang dumiretso sa CDA to request for a dialogue ba or any other form of legal assistance na pwedeng gawin namin sa office.
Good morning sa atong mga halamig bisinta. Just to straighten up this, in connection sa pangutanan ni Ma'am Judith, in terms for the disputes sa I'll just have to add that up regarding sa mga kooperatiba in case na magsirado or i-discontinue due to some factors of number 1, mismanagement, or number 2, nga kulang sa pondo. In your humble opinion, or if you have the liberty, how many cooperatives nga nagsara with members na nag-file og dispute with their problems sa ilang pondo?
I don't have the number, sir, kung ilan yung mga na-process for that purpose. Pero yung sabi ninyong process of if ever magsara ang co-op, sabi ko nga, dissolution of cooperative is a long process. Pero yung sabi ninyo, paano ba divide ba ng kanilang, kung may naiwan pa man na asset sa co-op. So that is a part of the dissolution process, wherein kinakailangan nilang mag-liquidate ng kanilang asset. So, pwede yung merong with creditors or without creditors. So, nasa process na yan of liquidation.
Okay, ma'am, nag-deposit, I'm a co-op member, nag-deposited ako. Is it protected by PDIC yung kanilang ma-deposit sa amin na pera?
Hello. Kasi yung mga cooperative na engaged in savings, sir, meron talaga yung they are encouraged talaga. And not necessarily obliged, pero partner talaga ng savings deposits na ilalagay sa co-op. May talaga, insurance talaga po. Especially yung mga big cooperatives natin na nag-receive na ng mga millions na deposits, ng mga hundreds of thousands, dapat meron talaga may PDIC yan sila. Kasi yung mga co-op natin na mga credit type of co-op na malalaki na yung kanilang mga capital, meron na talaga sila, under sila din sa supervision ng Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. They have to go with the BSP para mag-follow sila ng mga proseso or mga requirements na kailangan ng isang kooperatiba na will act like a bank.
Aside from that, sir, yung mga co-ops then with credit services, kailangan nag-avail din sila ng loan protection program, from other insurance companies, especially itong ating mga cooperative insurance, na partners natin. So, your deposit or even ang imuhang loan, na i-apply sa imuhang co-op is protected, by that insurance.
Good morning, ma'am. From Mindanao Daily, Norma Pacheco po. I would like to know what are the qualifications to formulate a co-op for those starters, how many members is required, and what is the requirement to be a co-op, how many hours in seminar,
Sige po. As I have mentioned kanina, you just have to request this pre-registration seminar with CDA. Kasi yan yung magiging first step natin, pre-registration seminar. So you may go to our office or you may send us email. And then, ang ating initial na capital na kinakailangan for paid-up capital, so a minimum of 15,000 pesos, and then a minimum also of 15 members, and then lahat syempre Filipino citizens and of legal age at may common band of membership, So, you just have to inquire from our office. Actually po, ang CDA is conducting an online pre-registration seminar every other Wednesday, sa online po yan siya from 1 o'clock to 5 p.m. So, kung gusto ninyong maka-join, then please inform our office. Pwede po kayong tumawag para ma-send namin ang link sa inyo, to join our online pre-registration seminar.
Okay, sa isa sa activities nyo, ma'am, for international cooperative, yung mga pakita natin best practices ng cooperatives. Can you share to us ano yung mga best practices na ginagawa ng mga cooperatives dito sa ating region or Davao?
Yes, sir. So, yan yung isa sa mga activities during the program, sa IYC. We will be awarding those co-ops with best practices na program. One example, we have this they have this program sa co-op nila. El Grande Multipurpose Cooperative, if I have to mention. Very nice ang kanilang program, This is parang a backyard na gardening na tinuturo nila sa mga members and supporting also kung ano yung mga needs para sa backyard gardening. And from there, ang kanilang mga goods, na nagiging na ha-harvest from that garden among the members, binibenta lang din nila, among the members and the community. So we can really be assured na ang kanilang mga produkto no chemicals, and also grown no sa backyard ng mga members ng cooperative nila, and so on and so forth, which we will be doing the awarding during the IYC.
Yeah. Sa Davao City po, the one Miss Dave had mentioned is the El Grande Multipurpose. That is our very own Davao City born cooperative. To add sa kanya, the co-op is engaging in organic growing. Hindi lang siya plain na gardening, pero meron siyang chicken. They have the pig, the salt there. They have the pigs. Tapos, yung mga member nila, meron silang binibigay na mga organically made na mga inputs para yung magiging resulta is organically grown yung mga nila pork. So, safe po tayo doon sa ASF. Then, may mga co-op pa po tayo na engaged in agriculture, the likes of Davao, Adaveco, Cooperative in Kalinan, wherein yung kanilang product is fresh juice from pineapple na ang sarap-sarap talaga. Tsaka meron din sila mga jams out from pineapple jam, meron silang melon. Actually, we have lots of cooperative in Davao City na may mga product po. So, every year, we had parang ginaano natin na cooperative month. Every year yan. So, meron tayong trade fair na ginagawa. So, doon po, lahat ng products ng co-op, inaano po namin, sino-showcase namin doon sa trade fair. So, I hope, by coming October, you could come and join and visit us and see the products of the cooperative on that month.
Question to my friend from media. Ma'am, to ask no, kasi one of the services ng co-op yung like the puhunan, like capital, lalo na kasi kung sa bangko ka, yung mga MSMEs, mahirapan sila kasi maraming requirements. Ngayon, marami na kasing mga financial nagapautang or services, no? Ano yung, and parang yun yung kompetensya ng co-op providing kasi may mga online loan, yung madali na lang. Ano yung kaiba, ano yung advantage ng co-op with this ganito na mga providing services?
Yes, sir. That's a very good question. Ano ang pinagkaiba ng co-op sa ibang mga nagpapautang din, no, in terms of credit service? So, unang-una, when you are a member of a cooperative, you are also called owner of the cooperative. So, during sa imuhang pagpatronize sa service sa imong cooperative, meron na tayong tinatawag dyan na patronage refund na matatanggap at the end of the year, no, sa calendar year na end ng financial report. So, meron tayong tinatawag na bumabalik sa member na interest on capital for the share capital na nilagay mo sa kooperatiba and patronage refund for the services na gipatronize nimo sa imuhang kooperatiba. So, meron tayong natatanggap as member and the owner of the cooperative, unlike sa ibang mga nagpapautang dyan. So, matod pa, ang mga Bombay nagapautang sa atua, maski ahos walay ibalik sa atua. So, kaya nga, yun yung nakakaganda na magpa-member ng co-op because maraming bumabalik din na benefit as members because we are serving primarily the needs of the members. That is why we organize our cooperative.
Yung sa may question ako yung dalawa yung passbook mo. Ano yung role ng share capital? Ano na kaibahan ng savings, no? Kasi dalawa kasi ang passbook. Usually pa bank.
Okay. So, you have your share capital na passbook. You also have your savings deposit na passbook. So, yung savings deposit is ini-encourage sa mga members, no, na mag-save instead of saving sa ating mga commercial banks, of which ang binibigay lang naman ng interest napakababa. Wherein sa kooperatiba, if maganda naman ang takbo na ng negosyo ng co-op, they can give a higher interest compared to commercial bank. Yung iyon namang share capital, that is the mandatory capital na binibigay mo sa co-op as your share. That is why it is separate sa kanyang sa recording.
Okay. Questions from my friends the media? So this yung ating International Year of the Co-op and International Day, same lang ba sila i-celebrate within July?
Yes, sir. Actually, ang International Year of Cooperative, as identified by the United Nations, we are given 2025 as our year, to celebrate. And then that is starting from January to November, ang ina-encourage to celebrate nationwide. And mind you, ang last na celebration ng International Year of Cooperatives was 2012. And then, of course, it is the United Nations na nagdi-decide kung kailan ang mga sektor magse-celebrate ng kanilang year. So we are given 2025. And then at the same time, we have this International Day of Cooperative, which is set every first Saturday of July. So that is July 5. So dito sa ating sa region, inisa na lang natin ang pag-celebrate. Pero this is to make sure na this is a big event, region-wide, pero dito i-hold sa Davao City, which is why Miss Mira is here with us to share kung ano ang mga preparation dito sa Davao City.
Ma'am, ano yung preparation ninyo? And is Davao City the host?
Yes, definitely the host. Actually, we had lined up activities such as the motorcade as an opening salvo natin. So that would start sa Freedom Park, sa may Ateneo, and then going to Rizal Park. The venue of the program will be at the Rizal Park, and then there will be programs sa sinabi na nga ni Ma'am Dave na meron tayong awarding sa mga best practices, and we have visitors from Manila, yung ating mga administrator po ng CDA, and then as well as we invited the city mayor of Davao. Kasi naman po, hindi lahat ng city may CCDO. Hindi po lahat ng city. Davao City is, I think, the third city na parang nag-create ng LGU na nag-cater ng cooperative. And we will have, doon sa activity, on that day, on July 5, we will have a lugaw-lugi na bibing host ng Davao City. And meron tayong free water na ibibigay sa ating mga visitors. Actually, we are expecting at least 1,000 participants coming from Davao City, Davao Oriental, Davao del Norte, Davao del Sur, Davao Oriental, and the Oro. So, yung 6 na provinces na yun, may magpupunta po dito sa atin. And I think that would also give a chance of our products in Davao City na nandito na rin sila. Of course, papasyal yan, bibili kung anong nandito. Then we are planning to showcase also yung mga product na mga co-ops natin dito sa Davao. So yun ang mga initial plan po. And maybe you could also join us there to witness that event.
Saan po ito siya? Sa
Rizal Park po
Rizal
tayo,
Park.
sir.
Sir, if I may add, aside sa awarding ng ating mga co-ops with best practices, we will also be awarding co-ops, mga outstanding cooperatives in Davao region. So, meron tayong magiging regional qualifiers because ang CDA also is having this search for outstanding cooperatives, and that is our Gawad Parangal for 2025 by October. So, we're starting na to select, pre-qualify mga cooperatives from micro, small, medium, and large. And aside from that, we will also be awarding ang ating mga cooperatives who are involved in this Co-op Kapatid Program. Itong Co-op Kapatid Program is parang sinasabi natin Big Brother helping Small Brother Cooperative, wherein ang mga large cooperative will identify mga small cooperative that they can give assistance, whether technical or financial, so that they can also grow more, no, bigger, like the partner cooperatives na mga large. So tayo dito sa kooperatiba, wala tayong talangka mentality. We are helping those small co-op to grow and become bigger and stronger. So through this Co-op Kapatid program, yun yung isa nating program where matutulungan natin yung mga maliliit na co-op.
Parang Big Brother na isa, DTI dati yung mga Big Brother concept. Ma'am, to Ma'am Miraflor, you said na Davao City lang yung may DC Development Office, Cooperative Development Office. How supportive is the local government sa ating mga co-ops? How much are they allocated for the development sa inyong opisina para the development ng mga cooperative?
Okay po. I am proud to inform everyone out there that the City of Davao, meron inilagay sa office namin as of now, kasi nagiging revolving fund na siya. Nagbigay ito ng 6 million, ngayon we have 7 million ready for takers na kooperatiba na makakapasa sa requirements po. So it doesn't mean, because we have to be strict with this, since it is a soft loan. Walang interest po. So we shelled up to from 100,000 to 300,000 na yung pinakababa, and then the co-op now can loan up to 1 million. So those co-ops na categorized as medium and large co-op, pwedeng mag-loan ng 500 to 1 million free of interest from our office.
Doon sa 7 million, kung doon kukunin sa may 7 million.
Doon po. So magre-revolve yan. So,
kung magbayad sila, doon din ilagay.
Yes po, kung magbayad sila doon, ibabalik. And then aside from that, our former mayor, which is now our current vice president, Inday Sara, meron siyang pinilagay na 3 million aside from the 7 million now that is revolving. So 3 million magnegosyo taday. No? So binibigay yan sa mga co-op, particularly women cooperative. So yung mga women na yung organization or co-op na purely mga babae, and then pero sa ngayon hindi na kami talagang stricto na babae kasi meron din namang maraming babae pero may mga lalaki din, yung mga partner, no? So God, wala tayong diyan. So gender equality nga no? So, meron tayo 1 million. Actually, may taker na tayo. Na-release na natin yung 3 million natin. So, may mga big co-ops na na-taker na para silang conduit. No? Na yung mga member nila na mga babae na gustong mag-negosyo, pwedeng gamitin yung co-op para makaloan sa amin. So, yun po yun.
Ilan ang within the program yung 7 million, ilan na pong co-op nag-loan?
Actually po sa amin, nando na sa mga 30 cooperatives po.
Kailan siya nag-start, ma'am?
Kasi tagal na ito, sir Matagal na po itong loan namin. Yung nangyayari kasi, yung ibang co-op, pag nakatapos na sila ng magbayad and they still need an additional capital, then they will renew. There are new and there are those that renewed. Palaging nagre-renew po.
Pero saan po itong loan na itong sa...
For the different business po nila, may mga project kasi sila na maiisip. Ang iba, dagdag capital. Let's say sa lending, yung sa kanilang micro-lending, dagdag capital yon. Kasi parang with the help of assistance ng City Co-op, yung mga nila, inire-release nila sa kanilang members, tumataas yung pwedeng ibigay nila at dumadami yung nakaka-avail because of that assistance. Yung iba naman, yung sa mga farmers natin, binibili nila ng inputs. Ginagamit nila para mas mag-increase yung yield. Kasi nalulugi sila, konti lang yung capital nila para sa production of vegetables or in line of those agriculture po.
So parang the city is parang providing microcredit access through the nag-apply na co-op.
Definitely po. Yes po.
Okay. Okay, ma'am, with the city of Davao City na example, do you plan na encourage other LGUs na magaya din sa Davao City na mag-support din sa PUOP. Anong other LGUs sa parang Davao City?
Yes, sir. Tama yung sinabi ni Ma'am Mira na they are an independent and created na city cooperative development office, no? Because according sa ato ang RA 11535, which is the mandatory appointment of cooperative development officers, dapat mandatory talaga ang pag-appoint ng ating mga CDOs at all levels sa LGU. But sad to say, hindi pa talaga lahat meron ng appointed na CDO. So good thing Davao City is already appointed, but meron din tayong mga LGUs na appointed now. We have the Digos City, then ang province of Davao del Sur, that is Provincial Cooperative Development Office, and then created na rin ang province of Davao Occidental, and then created na rin ang Mati City Cooperative Development Office, and the province of Davao Oriental, and one only from the municipality, which is Banay-Banay Municipal Cooperative Development Office. So, lahat naman ng ating mga LGU, sir, so whether sa provincial, municipal, city level, meron tayong counterpart. So, hindi nga lang lahat appointed, pero may mga designated for them to implement itong mga cooperative development program. So, lahat ng LGUs natin, merong mga cooperative development offices.
Aside from Davao City, ma'am, asang lugar sa Davao region ang maraming co-op, thriving co-op?
Yes, we have Davao del Norte. So, following Davao City, Davao del Norte is very active also, at marami ring mga registered cooperatives.
Davao del Norte. How many co-op sa Davao del Norte? Mga agri to sila, providing credit?
Yeah, not only providing credit, sir, no, pero ang totality, I think that is mga 300 to 400. Okay.
Thank you.
Ma'am, going back lang sa na-mention niyo po kanina na zero interest, mga ilang years to pay din po ito, and difference ng MSME and medium at large?
Okay po. 3 years to pay po tayo. So, 300 to 1 million, that is 3 years to pay. Okay? And then, we are imposing, PDC post-dated check tayo. Kaya, as of now, since nagsimula yung aming Cooperative Livelihood Assistance Program, we call it CLAP, CFAP, Cooperative Financial Assistance Program, so far, the efficiency of our return, the return of payment is, we don't, hindi kami bumababa from 90% to 95%. There was a time we came up to 99% efficiency of collection because of PDC. So may mga post-dated check tayo na hinihingi sa co-op para naman protektahan din yung pera ng bayan, di ba? So galing naman sa sa mga tao po, yung sa mga taxes natin. And regarding with meron tayong micro, small, medium, and large. Those are the categories of cooperative as to assets. So, yung micro is 3 million pababa, and yung small is 500 ba yan, ma'am? 301,000 to 15 million. 15 million. Yes. Okay. So, yung sinabi kanina ni ma'am, yung large natin is 100 million pataas tayo. So, yung medium is 15 million pataas hanggang So, may mga tayo kasi binibase namin yan sa asset nila. But we don't look into asset only as our requirements. We see to it that they have the in-place internal control system. Kasi, minsan sa audited financial statement, nakikita natin malaki yung asset. Pero kung makikita mo, yung liquidity is hindi. Parang collectibles lahat. Yung mga ibang asset nila is yung mga lupa, yung mga sasakyan, mga ganyan, tangible and mga fixed assets na mga ganyan. So, we really look into the liquidity and the system that the co-op has in place in the operation sa ilahang organization. So, we are very keen for that kasi ano ang mangyayari sa pera na ipahiram kung nakita mo hindi maganda yung pagkakadala ng co-op. So, doon kami papasok muna. Bago kami magpahiram, i-in place muna namin sila para kaya na nilang dalahin yung pera ipapahiram ng city.
We also have these mga startups, ma'am. May loan assistance din po ba for them? Startup na businesses or...
You mean yung mga startup capital? Sa amin, but we are giving that to individuals. Our office is offering a livelihood trainings, which are all free. As of now, we have 16 types of livelihood skills training. Na lahat po yun free for the cooperative members. So, everyone, sino yung gusto? Like, sa ngayon, meron kaming 200 plus, I could not give the exact, but we have 200 plus individual members from different cooperatives na nakaka-avail na ng tinatawag namin na Startup Capital, SUCA. So that ranges from 10,000 to 50,000 na pwedeng hiramin ng isang individual member ng co-op as long as he or she is a member in good standing. So, ibig sabihin yan, good ang kanyang record sa co-op. Hindi siya bad. So, kumbaga, he is a quality member of the co-op. Hindi yung pasaway. So, that is one sa aming requirement. And yung payable ng 10,000 up to 30,000 is only 1 year. 40,000 to 50,000 3 years. So, sa nakikita namin ngayon, nakakatulong sa member na may ginagawang negosyo out from the learnings, from the skills or the livelihood training that they acquired from us. So, sino yung mga interesado na member ng co-op na gustong magnegosyo pero walang pangkapital? Pero may skills kasi natuto na sa binigay namin na training. Pwede silang mag-avail doon. So, as of now, we are doing fine with that. As to collection, hindi po naman kami bababa doon sa 80 to 90% collection. Although meron talagang mga problema, but then, nasusolve naman.
If I may add, no, not only Davao City has this program, but all other LGUs na meron tayong counterpart, no, sa kanilang CDO. They have this cooperative loan assistance program. So, lahat yan sa kanila, halos meron sila. And then, we also have this program sa CDA, itong Coco Farm Co-op, supporting ang ating mga coconut farmers, no, in partnership with PCA and other government agency. So, this is a 5-year program. So, starting 2022, yung startup na yon, binigay na yon, no, starting that year. So, this year and moving forward, no, ang naiiwan na programa ngayon ay capability building program para sa mga coconut farmers. So, ongoing ang ating mga assistance, especially sa pagkandak ng training sa ating mga coconut farmers. And also, we have this program, itong merger and consolidation of cooperative. Yung mga gagmay nga kooperatiba na nahihirapan na mag-survive, they can merge or consolidate in their locality, no? Para mas maging stronger ang kanilang cooperative business. And CDA is giving this assistance also if 3 or more cooperatives will merge or consolidate. So, a minimum of 300,000 binibigyan natin sila ng assistance para sa mga identified cooperatives.
Ma'am Miraflor, follow up lang na ako itong question ni Nova kanina. Kato bang loan or itong startup capital, magamit lang ba po to nila no, sa tuwa mga members sa livelihood program na inyuhan pa ano sila train?
Yes po.
So dili nila pwede magamit sa
Hindi
live.
nila pwede ma-divert sa uban kasi hahanapan tayo ng city saan. Kasi yun ang ano namin yun ang objective namin. Kaya naghingi kami ng funding na gano'n para matulungan sila. Kasi what is the use of giving skills training, livelihood training, when wala silang kakayahang mag-ano ng capital. So with that, aside sa co-op nila, kung may credit sila, activity or lending, pag hindi kaya ng co-op, then we will pumasok kami doon. Pasok kami doon. So, definitely strict talaga kami na hindi pwedeng gamitin yung startup capital sa hindi training na galing sa amin.
At least medyo naklaro po siya. Ma'am, lahion. Maglahit na ba? Hindi ko pa istorya. Palayo na lang ko. Kanigong na yung mga co-op, ma'am, na nag-freeze sa ilahang bank. Asa jud ko ani. Diri ma'am. Di lang na mag-mention, ma'am. But na yung mga co-op na nag-freeze sa ilahang mga assets, sa ilahang bank, and pati na ang mga savings sa ilahang mga members. And this would greatly affect sa mga members also hard-earned money good to nila. So unsay pwede ba nato matabang or unsa ba to pwede matambag sa mga members regarding ani po?
Okay. Yung mga ganyang special case na yan, I'm sure may kaso na yan, ano? So, actually, CDA is helping from the start. At kung dumating man sa ganyang level, so, I believe nasa proper court na siya. And, actually, ang magiging role na lang ng CDA, we have to wait sa magiging result ng kaso. So, we cannot take any action, but we are telling the public, especially the members of any cooperative that may be affected, mag-antay-antay tayo, because we can take action na after the court has given the verdict, So for now, it is really sad to say, kung sakaling may mga ganyang pangyayari. Pero we really have to wait for the decision of the court, to really take action.
But nayuban nga, medyo nahadlok, nabalaka, ma'am, Of course, naagod sila yung money nga, di-invest, nga co-op. Naapoy uban nga, gamit ang ilahang mga assets for collateral. Unsa ba ang pamagi? Ever tungod silang kahadlok, dili sila magbayad na ay mga penalty. Unsa ma-advise ang sa ilahan?
Yes. Actually, yung mga nagbabayad, continuing ang pagbayad ng kanilang utang ba sa mga co-ops na yon. Ang advice natin, is i-keep nila ang ilahang resibo. That will be the proof na talagang nagabayad sila. Because after everything, magkakaroon man ng settlement in the end, so at least they have their proof na nagpadayon sila bayad.
Okay, questions? If not, we'd like to thank our guests for coming over. Wala na kahapon si Engineer Nilo. We'd like to thank Ma'am Mira Flor Trosio, Senior Corporate Development Specialist of the Davao City Cooperative Development Office, and Ma'am Maria Teresa Dave, the Senior CDS Cooperative Development Authority 11, CDE 11, for coming over. We'd like also to thank SMCT Davao for the venue, and also to speaking for the donuts and coffee. We'd like to get the open parting statements. We start with Ma'am Maria Teresa Dave.
Yes, sir. Unang-una, nagpapasalamat kami sa PIA for giving us this opportunity to sit down again and to share with the public ang mga programs and activities na meron tayo ngayon for the cooperative sector. So ito po yung talagang pinakamalaking reason why we are here, and that is the celebration of the International Year of Cooperative and the International Day of Cooperatives on July 5, 2025 dito sa Davao. So this will be a regional event. So we are inviting all cooperative leaders na mag-participate during this day. And please coordinate also with your cooperative development officers because coming from other provinces and municipalities, medyo limitado ang vehicles na i-allow for this motorcade. But we can accommodate naman, basta makipag-coordinate lang in advance. So we will be very happy to see you on July 5 at the Freedom Park hanggang sa Rizal Park to celebrate the benefits and the whatever na mga sabi nga natin, mga naitulong at mga best practices that will inspire the cooperative leaders and the community in general. Thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you for the chance for inviting us here, PIA. Palaging partner naman po natin itong PIA sa lahat ng mga activities ng Davao City and even the regions. And I am calling all the youth out there, lahat ng young at heart, young in age, and please participate na mag-join kayo ng cooperative or you may form your cooperative, the youth, para po mainganyo natin yung ating mga youth sector na maganda po ang kooperatiba. It is, dito yung magsisimula yung pagiging negosyante natin. So I am calling all the youth na maging part ng isang co-op, maging member ng co-op kasi yun ang problema ngayon ng ating cooperative sector, the aging members of the cooperative. So I hope yung mga members ng mga ina't ama, iimbitahan niyo po yung mga anak niyo na maging member ng kooperatiba. So, magandang araw sa lahat.
Okay, thank you so much. Till next week, more relevant topics will be discussed. Thank you.